This northeastern auntie said there's a gold badge Honda motorcycle at her place. Back when she and her husband were young, they bought it while hauling clothing from Guangdong to sell up north. She said making money back then felt like picking it up off the ground. This time she came back to her hometown, mainly to clear out the junk in the warehouse, because the warehouse is being demolished along with everything else. She's been a trader all her life after all. So I talked her down to 300 yuan, but in the end it was 10,700. Then I figured out how to haul it back. I think this bike is a classic. Sell it to your classmate, and we'll both net at least 5 figures. This bike has serious presence, even though it's been sitting dead for years. The auntie swore hands on hips that as long as we add fuel it'll fire right up. The crash bars here are still shiny, but down below it's rough. The engine should be 1500 cc. A 6-cylinder. Here it says made in the US. So this Honda wasn't produced in Japan. We've got to speed up and get it running. Otherwise your classmate will be back at school. The seat is extra wide, super comfortable to sit on. At a glance the frame screams American. Top-notch build and materials. And on the rear wheel, I found 2 asymmetrical tensioners. Later, on this side of the bike, I found 2 buttons. These should be the right height buttons. This bike is seriously high spec. Following the wiring, I fished out the battery, and it had bulged into a huge bubble. I carefully pulled it out and set it on the ground, then kicked it away. Don't want it dropping on our feet, if you ask me. Once we hook up a fresh battery, it should start right up. As soon as I powered it up, it started smoking. There's a short somewhere on the bike. This could go south fast. Alright, I'll check it out. Tracing it forward, it should be this wire rubbed through and shorted, which caused the short circuit and smoke. This negative cable is a total mess, hanging by a thread. No idea how it was still working. I cut out the hazardous section, crimped on a new 8 mm cable, and also fixed the other risky spots. I think we're probably good now. Installing. This time it behaved charged up. Without smoking again. I turned the key. Cluster lit up. Horn worked. I grinned right at you, but that grin came too soon. The starter button did nothing. The starter wouldn't spin at all. No worries. I've got a little folk remedy. Cheeky. Keep this remedy between us. Don't let anyone else know. At this moment, I still believe we scored a huge win on this bike. Working. We really picked up a gem. No idea why. It started smoking again. Couldn't see any scorch marks from the outside, but there was a strong burnt plastic smell. I powered it again to reproduce the fault and confirm the source, but the bike wouldn't cooperate. Turned the key, no cluster lights at all. Annoyed. Hooked up power again. Nothing. No response whatsoever, and I still hadn't found where that smoke came from earlier. Following the smell to the other side, I removed the tank cap. No problem there. Opened the fuse box cover. All good inside. But I trust my nose. I was sure the shoe was right here. Turned out the relay had blown. That's what smoked. As for why, who knows? I swapped in an identical model. Turned the key. Lights came on. Hit the starter, she turned over. Nods. I'm a cautious guy. Only after I was sure the electrics were fine did I dare flash you a big toothy grin. Electrics are good now. Let's sort the fuel system. This bike's from the 80s and 90s. This plastic panel in my hand brittle and hard. The tank is long and narrow. Lifts up stiffly. I kept removing covers. And out popped the dead rat. No idea how it got in there, or how long it's been stuck. Anyway, it's down to a pile of fur now, which gives me a bad feeling. I'll pull the fuel pump next, to check the fuel circuit, and take a look inside the tank. The pump's surface looks filthy, but the inside of the tank is clean. Just a bit of rust. Credit to the tank material. After all, this bike's price was equal to a Beijing apartment back in the day. But the apartment's fuel pump doesn't work well anymore. Keep our little remedy secret. Don't let anybody else know. And only use it on tiny motors or solenoids that have been idle for ages. For other parts, this method isn't officially certified. I'll pour some fuel into the tank and then check the carburetors. Then the fuel system should be about done working. These are the carbs. 2 of them, bigger than my fists. This thing's going to guzzle gas. Fuel's flowing. Power's on. Time for a start attempt. Wish me luck. Something's off. It'll start now, but only for a moment and only with a little external assist. I think the problem is still in the fuel path. Fuel goes from the pump to the filter. I can already see fuel here, then through this line to the carbs. I suspect the blockage is in this hose. Sure enough, no airflow. I pulled it off to see what's inside. The metal fitting was packed solid. I pried it loose repeatedly with a screwdriver. Then I replaced the tiny inline filter with this larger one, hoping to increase flow. I've got a feeling it'll fire right up now. Wish me luck. Well, told you we scored a big one. Now let's take it for a spin. Wait. I just jinxed it. It was fine a moment ago. Now the rear wheel's locked up. I suspect the final drive shaft is binding. Hold on. This time even this thick cable got carbonized. Thinking back to the swollen battery and the blown relay, I suspect the rectifier regulator is bad. So charging current was way too high, which caused all this. The relay probably blew for the same reason. We can't get an OEM regulator quickly. So I'll substitute a domestic trike regulator and see if it works. Hope it does. Looks like the regulator was the culprit, which triggered the chain of faults. Now it's all back to normal. Let's button it up and go for a road test. With this wide cushioned seat installed, the reassembly is complete. We're heading out to test it. Wish us luck. Although it's set for many years, its comfort and endless power blew past our expectations. After all, back in 1988, its price equaled a Beijing apartment. Thanks for your help. Wish you health and prosperity.